All right, so yesterday, Ha-Seong Kim, it was reported he signs with the Tampa Bay Rays, a 2-year, $29 million contract. You see from Jeff Passan here, includes an opt-out after the first season. Kim coming off shoulder surgery, but is expected to return in May and slated to take over at shortstop. When I saw the Rays pop up with Kim, I was like, oh, that's not something I was expecting. And then I saw the amount of money, too. I'm not saying that $29 million is Juan Soto money or even Profar money or something like that. But when he is coming off shoulder surgery, and I hadn't heard the Rays being interested in him, I hadn't heard any team interested in Ha-Seong Kim recently. I know earlier in the offseason, we were hearing the Giants, but then they signed Willie Adames. We were hearing about the Brewers, but then didn't hear after that. And I'm talking early offseason. Someone was going to sign him, but I was thinking maybe it was a 1-year deal. This sort of is a 1-year deal because there is an opt out for Kim after this year. But if he does take both of these years to get 29 mil when you're not even going to be healthy to start one of the seasons and you're not even coming off your best season that you had as a Padre, I think that's a pretty good job done by, I think it's Boris that represents Kim now. So as for the Padres here, I'm not surprised that Kim doesn't return. I wasn't expecting him to get this type of contract. I thought it would be more in the $10 million a year range, something like that. But the Rays, I mean, they do have some money to spend. They are a Major League Baseball team, so they do have millions of dollars. And I I wonder, I assume the Wander Franco money has just gone back to the Rays and they're not having to pay any of that now or anything that was remaining on that deal. So that opens up some money there. And obviously with no Willie Adames and there are guys that were going to get bigger contracts. They're not there. They get traded. And this is what the Rays do. It's these shorter term deals, other than Wander Franco. Of course, the one long term deal they do, it ends up, really not working out at all for some stuff that he did off the field. Um, so, for the Rays, like Kim, I'm happy that it's an opportunity for him to get consistent playing time when he is healthy. I think they'll have Cameronero at third. So that should be an interesting team, but they are playing at a minor league ballpark, and it's not minor league. Well, yeah, I think single A maybe is the Yankees, but it's the Yankees spring training facility is where the Rays are going to be playing. And I think it's like 11,000 is the capacity. So it's not going to be Petco Park environment for Kim, but he gets money, a good amount of money, and he gets playing time, and maybe he can turn this into a bigger contract. So good for him. And reflecting on his time in San Diego, I wish that we would have seen him build on the 2023 offensive season that he had and do that same thing in 2024. And obviously that injury came at a really bad time as you're headed into that stretch run. What would the Padres have done if Kim was healthy? Who knows? I'm not trying to make it seem like Ha-Seong Kim is the best player in the league, but he's still a valuable piece to this Padres, was a valuable piece to this Padres team. And even when he wasn't bringing it offensively, I knew the defense was always going to be there. And he is someone that always gave his all, is what it seemed like. I remember, and I posted this video on social media, the catch that he made diving into the stands against the Nationals back in 2022, I think, a Sunday day game. This was when Nelson Cruz was with the Nats, because I know he homered in that game. Freaking bomb that he hit. Anyway, great catch by Ha-Seong Kim, sprinting from short to go make that play. It looked like he was hurt a little bit, but then I think that was the game after he made the comment about he has nice abs, so it's not going to hurt too much, or it didn't hurt too much. So he had a personality. The Profar Kim relationship, that was pretty cool to see. Same thing with Manny, the Manny Kim relationship as well. Obviously, the trip to South Korea and the gifts that Kim gave Padres players, and just Kim being able to show off where he is from, and he homered in those exhibition games. So I think that was a pretty cool moment there. But yeah, I loved watching him play defense. the Ha-Seong Kim chance. It's cool when a player, I think for Kim, it was cool. I'll say it this way. I think it was cool for him to come into America. Like, you don't really know what to expect. Who knows what the fan base is going to be like, how they're going to treat you. And at least the fans at Petco, obviously social media is different. Some people were done with Kim and whatever. But at Petco, really wrapped our arms around him with those chants. And it seemed like he really did love being in San Diego. Again, the injury and just financially where we're at, the Bogarts contract, the Cronenworth contract, a rise as of now on the team. They have Tyler Wade, who can play defense, obviously. It just wasn't going to line up for Kim to be here following this past season. But wish him all the best. And now the Padres situation, this is their lineup according to Fangraphs. Still have a rise. So Arise, Tatis, Merrill, Manny, Cronenworth, Bogarts. They have Terso or Nellis as the left fielder. You could say Brandon Lockridge. You could say Mike Brosseau, whatever. They have Elias Diaz at catcher, and they have Eggy Rosario batting ninth as the DH. There's work to be done, obviously. Left field, DH. I saw this on social media. Maybe they have Campy DH, and they have Diaz and Maldonado as so they can carry three catchers, two veteran catchers. You have Campy. You can give him some time there. You can have Elias Diaz DH when Campy is catching. Maybe they do it that way if they can't find a DH. So we'll see about that. But yeah, outfield wise, and then obviously with the rotation, they've got at least one starting pitcher that they need to go get. If they want Waldron, Vasquez, Brito, Brian Hoeing, Mora, whoever to battle for a 5 spot, okay. I still would rather have 4 and 5 and then have those guys battle maybe with whoever they acquire for a 5th spot, or those guys are just depth guys because injuries are going to happen. That's just, it's baseball. But at least one more starter, because you don't want to go into the season with 3 starters and then you're hoping with the 4 and 5 spots. Waldron, great story for those 10, 11 starts, but then just wasn't able to do it consistently. Maybe he's more prepared going into this next season and he can do it. But again, I feel like that's more for the 5 spot than it would be for him to be in the 4 spot there. I'm thinking that starting pitching is going to be acquired via trade for maybe that 4 spot. Left field, maybe that as well. But the Padres, they can come to the table to potential free agents that maybe are looking for bounce back seasons. And both sides know it's going to be a 1-year deal and it's not going to be for a lot of money. The Padres can go to them and say, we can guarantee you an opportunity to bounce back because you're going to play. That's, I think, a positive, optimistic way to look at it, because there are going to be other fans that are going to be like, yeah, well, that's not good that we're going to bounce back candidates. We don't know if they're going to bounce back, but we're going to bounce back candidates and pitching. Hey, we don't have anyone in left field right now, or we have a minor leaguer in left field right now, so here you go. Here's the playing time. Other teams could say, do you want to be a part of a guaranteed postseason team? Or close to guaranteed. More guaranteed than the Padres, right? I would say. But I think players, while they want to win, there's an opportunity to contend with the Padres, obviously. And there's talent already on this team, a good core in place. Talent on the pitching side, on the offense side, a manager that's going to defend you almost like no matter what. And players, again, while they want to win, they want to make their money as well, and they want to play. And in the Padres situation, they can offer playing time for certain situations, playing certain positions. So maybe we'll be seeing a name that baseball fans know, that Padres fans will know if they follow around the league. Maybe we'll be seeing that come in, but they're not coming off their best year, or they're a vet in their 30s and they're trying to prove that, hey, I belong still. David Peralta is still out there. Is a reunion like they had with Elias Diaz, is that going to happen? We shall see. The infield, maybe they make an addition, but there's a lot of names already on the infield. And let's face it, their priority needs to be in left field, rotation. The DH, you want a good bat there, but the DH is a spot where you can put multiple people there. You don't need a DH that's going to be the DH every day. That also restricts Mike Schilt lineup wise as well. So I wouldn't say that's the highest priority for the Padres, but Ha-Seong Kim, some good moments with the Padres. He was part of that 2022 postseason run, obviously. I loved that he gave his effort. I'm always going to appreciate that. And yeah, wishing him well with the Rays because he's in the American League.